Oh, there he is.
That is creepy.
There's Greg.
All right. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Little Dagger Aesthetics Unfiltered Tea Time podcast. If you guys don't already know, my name is Michelle. I'm the CEO and founder of the company, and my pronouns are she, they. Today we are going to be discussing relationships, sex, and kinkiness for some unknown reason because it's my podcast. If y'all want to introduce yourselves, go ahead in the Discord order.
Oh, yeah. I'm first. Hi, I'm Ethan. I've been on episodes before. If you're following along, which you should be, plug the podcast.
In the podcast.
In the podcast. My pronouns are he, him, and yeah.
All right. I'm Evan. This is my first time here. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm drinking a Kronenberg beer tonight, a fruits edition.
Very nice.
I'm Matthew, and I'm actually drinking a gin smash, and my pronouns are he, him.
I didn't know we were going with what we were drinking. I'm drinking a fortified wine. I'll put that out there too, man.
Well, now I feel like a loser because I don't have alcohol. I have
there's
whiskey.
There's whiskey in the cupboard.
I don't know, man.
Get crunk.
Okay, well, I'm Zoe, and this is my first time. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm drinking Gushing Grapes.
Everyone's so cool, and I'm just here.
Do you want me to
Do you get the memo?
Do you want me to order some alcohol on Uber Eats or something? It'll get here while we're recording. You can have some.
Nah, it's cool. It's all good. I'll be the super responsible sober one for once.
I just don't think I can answer the questions that we're going to be asked if I'm fully sober.
I feel like you should be able to. Anyway, we'll get started. So we got some questions and then some discussions, and then we're gonna go through a list of kinks that I haven't even Googled yet, so I will do that while we're talking. Anyway, the first question is, what is your general approach to dating life? Are you a relationship-heavy or oriented person, or do you prefer to keep things casual?
I go first. Okay.
Yes.
I'm very relationshipy. I always have been, actually. I don't think there's been a time since get this, since the 7th grade where I've been out of a relationship for more than 2 months maximum.
7th grade.
Yeah, the 7th grade boys.
What a flex.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that I look back and I'm yeah, all of those relationships were good ideas. That's not what I mean by that. But I have been in a declared relationship for a ton of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I tried to do the casual thing. And I went on 3 dates with this girl. Casually, super cash, and then we got into a relationship. So that didn't work. And then I just accepted my place in life, and now I am a relationship guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my answer, I guess.
Yeah, I've always been a relationship person. I've never been able to do casual. I could, I've always do the I'll go for the friendships, and then I'll date a person after I'm friends with them kind of deal. So never been able to just do the casual thing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. I think I'm way too jealous to ever do a casual thing. I've always been a heavy person in relationships. I think my issue is I get bored way too quick. I dive in way too fast, and then by a couple months I'm just bored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a relationship person as well. I've been in relationships for like 7.5 years, and it's my first time single, so I'm trying casual out. It's going well, but it's just so weird because I'm so used to being in a relationship and just having a person there. It's like it's weird, and every time I try to start something like casual, I end up almost catching feelings kind of, and I try not to do that. So now we're just starting to, you know, casually see different people instead of just one person. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm literally the opposite of you.
Yeah.
I was listening to this and I'm like, everyone here is a relationship person, and that's so scary because I'm just
Yeah.
here like I'm literally the opposite of you, Zoe. I've always been a very casual oriented person. I like my freedom. I like seeing multiple people at a time if I don't have to
Mhm.
commit to any of them. I like to do what I want, and what I want for like what I wanted for the majority of my life is just like I can come and go as I please, and nobody is hurt, and nobody's left there longing or whatever. And yeah, I
I
only
love
very
that.
recently, I don't think I would even call myself a relationship person now. It's just I happen to be in a relationship that I like. But I'm
Yeah.
still very like, if this didn't exist, I would probably still be a very casual person.
I am
That's
so
so
jealous
fair.
of you. I'm truly jealous of you because I feel like I would always be way too like jealous or insecure to like ever do casual stuff.
I mean, there's like it's good if you know that you won't catch feelings.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on the situation, what boundaries you have and all that, right? But like in general, like I for a very long time I preferred hookups to relationships because I'm not good with emotions. So, yeah.
That's fair.
All right. The next question is, are you currently in a relationship? If yes, how long? If no, when was your last relationship and why did it end? Even if you are in a relationship, feel free to share a story of your last one. Like, it's totally up to you.
What? Wait. Can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
Wait, you never listened to it.
No. Wait. No. I hang on.
I'm about to throw hands with my relationship in the relationship podcast.
Yeah. Can I get a do-over? Yeah.
Are you currently in a relationship? If yes, how long? If no, when was your last relationship and why did it end? You can answer the last relationship thing if you want. Just, I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Easy mode. Well, I am in a relationship. Big surprise. It has been going almost for 1 year and 1/2. That was the
I thought you were gonna
Weird
say
way to
almost.
phrase
I
that.
thought you were gonna say almost good. I'm like, oh no.
all right so far. All right. I would consider it to be a successful relationship as of now. Yeah, almost a year and a half in under a week. How's that make you feel, baby?
I don't.
Damn right. Yeah. How did my last relationship end? Is the other part of this question?
Yeah.
You. Just kidding. It's not you. You didn't have my relationship.
No. We have to clear the air here, okay? I'm not a home wrecker.
Nah, not at all. My last relationship ended after it was just kind of naturally deteriorating, if you will, as some relationships do. And the girl that I was seeing, we were in a relationship. The girl I was in a relationship with requested or suggested that we enter an open relationship, which was just so she could see one guy that I knew. I knew the plan. I was privy to the knowledge. And then I was like, okay, sure. Because I don't know, I don't say no to people very often. And then I got sad because I didn't. All of a sudden, she was just seeing some guy, and I was not seeing anyone. So I was messaging people, and I got drunk, and I was in bed alone because my girlfriend at the time was like out with this guy, spending the night at his house. And I was like, I'm sad. So I ended up just like messaging Nishi, who was a coworker at the time, but like I knew that you were like just good to talk to because we'd been talking, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sad because I'm in bed by myself and my girlfriend's out with some guy. We're in an open relationship now, and I just kind of feel lonely in, just sitting in bed. She was like, well, you could come into my bed then. And I was like, huh?
What's up?
I'm sorry, what? And,
Okay. To preface this, I had thought that you were cute from like the first day I got to Bridgehead. Like,
Yeah, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I mean, okay.
I tried to build a friendship for 8 months, and he like just didn't talk to people, so he didn't really talk to me. And then at one point, I got out of a relationship, and then I rebounded, and then I was okay. And then he was like, I'm in an open relationship. So, like, why would I not take that chance with the guy that I thought was super cute for the past 8 months?
I'm not disagreeing with your logic. To me, it was so out of left field because I don't notice when someone's, like, hitting on me. Or talking to me in general, to be honest. I ignore a lot of people. But, yeah, you were just like, let's make out then. I was like, oh.
That's straightforward.
The giggle.
Okay. It wasn't like I was against it. It was just a pleasant surprise. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my story.
All right. Evan?
All right then. I'm in a relationship too. I think I got in a relationship around like a week after or before you guys, so a year and a half.
Evan, you guys were official the day before us. It's not a week, it's the day
beat you.
before.
Haha, sucker.
Who's copycats? And that was literally when COVID started as well, so we got like COVID relationships here.
We actually do.
It's really lucked in. Yeah, it's been going great. Last relationship before that, oh my god, it's been so long I don't remember. I think it just kind of deteriorated for a while until eventually just kind of ended, or it was not good. That's really all I remember. Yeah. That's my story. A lot shorter than
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I'm currently talking to someone. And my last relationship, I'm gonna go with like an actual that was serious, not just flings or whatever. But I guess it ended because she had a child, and I was basically playing stepdad, and I just didn't feel appreciated. I felt like I had to completely change my life from the way I was used to, and she just didn't see the value in that, and I didn't get a thank you or anything. And she kept saying about how, like, oh, it was because I had a kid. And I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just because I feel like we didn't have a relationship. So that's basically why it ended.
I mean, that's fair.
It's pretty serious when there's a kid involved.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell about the person you're seeing right now about this podcast when it comes out? Are you going to be like, no?
Sorry, what?
Are you going to tell about the person that you're seeing right now about this podcast you've been on?
Oh, she knows. I'm snapping her about it like while we're doing it. I'm gonna say this now. It's somebody that like is online, but that's something I've always preferred is online relationships because I get to travel and I get my space. I really like my space, so yeah.
This is like a weird time to pop in again, but I totally agree. Like.
All right, guess I'm moving out.
No. Okay,
Oh,
I've been talking about this recently, because my coworker Shan, I don't, she said her name's on. You're not gonna like fucking cross-reference find her identity. Shannon, my coworker Shannon, she was talking about how her boyfriend, long-term relationship, is he works from home, right? And he does like coding. So he works for like 4 hours, makes big money, and then plays video games. Which, first of all, fucking ideal, you know? That'd be
Right.
amazing. But
Yeah.
she works. Sometimes he goes to like jujitsu. He has like jujitsu a lot, at least a few times a week. But it always ends when she gets off work. So she is like never ever alone ever. I could not do that. Like if I don't have like at least like 4 hours a week, bare minimum, where I'm like completely isolated, I would go insane.
Well,
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, that's what it just
Mhm.
comes to. Is one of my best relationship was someone who was in Oklahoma, and it was like every 3 months I would see her for about a week or two and go down there, and it was like an entire trip of us just doing really fun things for
Yeah.
those weeks. But at the end of the day, I get to go home in my bed in my like town, and we just play video games. And to me, that's just ideal. I know it's kind of different, but it's just
I
Nah,
can't
I understood it.
imagine long distance. It's just so like there's so much pressure when you see each other because you haven't seen each other in person for a while, you know?
no. I think
I
it's
feel
like
like it's
really
easier.
empowering. It's like holy fuck, I finally get to see you. So you want to do everything that's exciting. Like
Mm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do think that space does create excitement.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think
Momentum
that,
at least.
Yeah. Like even now that Mishi's back to work, talking about you like you're not on this call right now. But now that you're back at work, like, you know, I don't see you as often. And it's not like I was not excited to see you anyway, because I am. I love spending time with you. But now that I can't always spend time with you whenever I so choose, it is already like a little more special the time that we do get to spend together, you know?
Aw.
I mean, I guess it's just like we've had this conversation before where like I have never experienced like enjoying my time with a significant other more because I missed them when they were gone. To me, because relationships have been so rare for me, anytime that I'm in a relationship with someone, I could spend literally like, you know, 3 weeks straight 24/7 with them, and to me it's still
Same.
like I'm not bored of you. I'm not, you know, like every second that I spend with you I'm excited because I'm really into this person, because it takes me so fucking long to get into a relationship. So like
Mhm.
to me it's like I don't want alone time. Like I'm terrified of being alone, but I want time with other people like my friends, because I'm literally the most extroverted person that I know, and that honestly everyone will know, because like I constantly want to be around people. It's just I like to bounce between my significant other and then my friends, and back and forth and back and forth and then together. Like I don't like having time alone. So now that I'm back at work, like it benefits both of us, because you get the time alone that you want, but also like I get time with different people because I'm still stimulated by everything happening around me, but I don't have to be alone. Because when you were just like at work and I was at home for like every day, I just got super sad.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to like tell you that you should spend time alone if you don't want to. I'm just telling you I like time sometimes.
Yeah.
I was talking to Shannon today. I swear, like I told her I'm just so fed up with customers at work. You know, this has nothing to do with relationships. But, like minor sidebar. Like I told her that if I don't get like within the next few months, if I don't get like 10 hours in a row with zero human interaction, I think my head will explode.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Like I need just like a 10-hour period where I don't have to look at somebody. I don't have to talk to anybody. You know, the cat can be there. I like the cat.
I mean, customer service does that to literally everyone. I don't, oh,
I
God.
need a sensory deprivation for like
Yeah.
a few fucking days.
All
Anyway.
All right.
Sorry, Zoe, we took over.
Fine. I'm just here. No, I'm single. As I said, trying out the casual thing, talking to a few people. My last relationship was fucked. Like Matt knows. It ended. It had to end. Like we were back and forth for a long time, and We both wanted different things. I mean, like, I'm super extroverted and he's very introverted. So it didn't really work that well. And, like, we lived together for a while too. So that didn't help our situations. And it was just pretty toxic. And, like, I wanted more. And he was kind of a child in a lot of ways. I don't really want to talk bad about him. But, yeah, it just wasn't working. And
Needless to say, there's a reason why we're roommates now.
yes, yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
basically it.
All right. Well, y'all already know I'm in a relationship. He's literally here. He already talked about us, so nobody cares about that anymore. My last relationship was actually a pretty solid one. He has also been on podcast episodes before, so he doesn't care if I say his name. It's Alex. It honestly ended like kind of because both of us weren't ready, I guess. But in different ways. Like, this was like, we spent a whole year as like people that were seeing each other / like friends with benefits, and ended up falling in love. And I think that I fell a lot harder than he did, because prior to him, I had only been in severely abusive relationships. So, you know, the first guy to ever be like nice to me and care about me, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna marry this guy. And about like 3 months, like we were together for like officially, we were together for almost 3 months. And I think like around the 2.5 month mark, I told him when I was drunk that I wanted to marry him because my emotions were like super heightened. And he just like, he took that very not well, because he has a lot of commitment issues that he is aware of. So at one point he had told me like he started being a little distant, and then I was like, what's up? And he was like, I don't know how much longer I can be your boyfriend. And I was like, that just sounds like we should break up. Because I don't believe in breaks. I believe in just like either we work through it and be adults about it, or we just like stop and quit while we're ahead. And honestly, it ended up being a really good decision, because I don't think we would have worked out like super long term anyway. And we're like really good friends now. So like we were good friends before and now, so it just ended up being a lot better than like us struggling through whatever we were trying to save. So yeah, shout out to Alex for being like one of the only good exes I have.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I feel like me and Zoe are the opposite, so it's very interesting to get a different point of view. But when you're like over a relationship that it's just done, like it's just cut right there, that day it's just done, type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so admirable. Again, like I struggle with that so much. I mean, I think Zoe's the same way. You could like say
Exactly.
that you are, but like it's so back and forth. Like, maybe okay, we can try it again, and like for months, just months.
It never worked.
I mean, I feel like, so basically, like I have been in 3 or 4. No, it's definitely 4. I've been in 4 like really bad relationships, but there was one which was actually the one. No, it was one before the relationship that I had before Alex. This was a really incredibly abusive guy, and like things are really shitty, and instead of breaking up, because I let my emotions be manipulated and also let my emotions do the thinking for me, we became very on and off. We were in an open relationship, and at one point only open on his end. So clearly you can tell it was a bad situation. And after we had ended, he actually, trigger warning, threatened me with self-harm and suicide. And after dealing with that for like 4 months and then having to go through the healing process, I immediately was like, I'm going to be a bit more of a logical person and also try my best to be as emotionally mature as I can. So let's say, for example, if Ethan, I know you never would, but if like, he cheated on me and things ended badly, I might even return to that toxic cycle of like, oh, but I can try to forgive, I can do, all that. But right now, where I am and where I was with Alex is that I had been put through so much bullshit already that I was like, if it's ending, it's ending, and let's focus on being the best possible people we can be to each other. Especially since Alex was never toxic in any way. Like, our biggest hurdle was accepting our emotions, and like we kind of did that together. It was messy, but like it wasn't toxic messy. So yeah.
I also find that it's really hard to, when a relationship's going kind of shitty and you should end it. It's really hard to actually end it because like things are like it's bad, but it's not terrible. You're kind of like you're comfortable even though it's shitty.
I will tell you now that every relationship I've ever been in, I never broke up with them. I just started annoying them enough that they broke up with me. I simply cannot break up with people.
Yeah, that's a classic.
No.
Yeah. What about Sophie?
Okay, yeah, but that was completely different. Like, she wanted something completely different, and fair. It was pretty mutual. At least it was just like, yeah.
It's so hard to like. I feel it's definitely hard when you're like manipulated by someone and always like they're always gaslighting you and. You had such a good relationship at the beginning and all you're doing is like thinking about how good it was then and just trying to get that back and thinking like, oh, well, it could be like that again, but it never is. Like, it's just so hard and you just go through that over and over and over. It has to end at some point. So it's,
Yeah. Honestly, like, I honestly think that a very big solution, not for everything, but for most things, is just like, the more you work on yourself, the more you end up loving yourself. You value yourself, so you're not here for people to waste your time. And it's like, I still have terrible days where I fucking hate myself because like depression is not fun. But I've gotten to the point where like I've tried my best to work on myself enough to have some good days in which I remind myself what I'm worth. And I think that like if everyone starts working through that and going to therapy and trying their best to be their best friend, you end up knowing that like even if you're gonna hurt some feelings, it's better to hurt some feelings like in a non-malicious way than like to have it all pent up and then be like, oh, now it's an explosive, sad, angry breakup, right?
For sure.
All right. Now for the next question, because we got a lot.
Question 3.
Oh yeah.
This is a simple one. It is, do you have a type?
No.
Moving on.
Okay. On this pause.
I just like I had to think about it because like I've been in relationships a lot, and like in terms of like physical traits of the people that I have been in a relationship with, or just been in a relationship with, I would say that predominantly, they are white people. But that's because I grew up in an area where almost everyone was white.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I used to think that I had a type and it was like shorter, brunette, white people. And then I dated someone who was not that at all. And then another person who was not that at all.
Are you more attracted, though, to a type of personality, though? Instead of not physical, but something personality-wise?
I do. Yeah, that's a great question. I personally like it when the people that I am romantically interested in have a strong will of their own and aren't just like completely dependent on me to make decisions all the time.
Mhm.
Because I fucking hate making decisions, dude.
Same. Oh my god, same.
And like I used to date people who were, I'd be like, oh, like, where do you want to go eat this day or whatever? Like, obviously I wouldn't make them decide everything, but like sometimes the most simple things of like, oh, do you have any show at all that you're interested in watching ever? And they're like, no. Like, how? Or like, what do you want to do while we hang out today? Like, I've decided the last 5 times. And they're like, I have no idea. I'm like, just have an opinion on things,
God, this reminds me of
Have an
someone.
interest. Have a something.
Yeah. When I talk to you, talk to me about something. Have a passion. Like, one passion. It's all I need out of somebody. But
honestly, all you could do is really start giving them options. It's like A or B, pick one. You have to pick between A or B.
Oh, but then they go like, oh, I don't know.
Sometimes, man. Sometimes. It's crazy, man. Like, I definitely think that the more passionate and opinionated someone is, as long as their opinions aren't like, I don't think that women should have rights, then I appreciate a good opinion, not an opinion that is like,
not a stupid opinion.
Yeah. And if it's a stupid opinion, don't fucking shut down when I tell you it's not the only opinion to have, Have a debate with me. Talk about things. You can't come at me and be like, hey, this is what I believe. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I believe. And then they're like, you're an asshole.
As much as I'd like to agree with that, I think that even if you try to have a debate, at least in my experiences, if you don't believe in the same thing they do, then it's just bad. Like, I don't know.
A lot of the time, I agree.
I mean, fair, but I think that has to do with like moral stances. Like, because if it's like little things, it's fine, but like moral stances is like something that you have to agree on. Like, you can literally have like no common interest whatsoever, but if your morals don't line up, you like can't function.
I don't think I'd be dating like a racist.
I had an ex that broke up with me. We got back together after, but broke up with me because of that. She said, I don't think like our moral stances are at the same spot, and if we had kids, like what would we tell them? And I said, isn't the point is to tell them both and make their own morality? Like, that's just my opinion, but isn't the whole point is to make their own decisions about how they see things? I don't know.
I mean, that's fair, but like there are some moral stances that are just outright wrong. So like, if you didn't agree on those,
yeah.
Otherwise, it's like whatever. Yeah, like kids or people in general should be informed of both sides because they can make their own decisions. I completely agree with that. It's just like for like super tough stuff, like for example, if you had a moral stance where it was like, would you kick a baby if it was crying? And like you were like, yeah. If I was that person, I would be like, maybe I don't want to have kids with you.
You're not
My answer to that is probably not. I would probably
not. Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, there's always a chance.
It is highly unlikely that.
Depends how hot they are.
Come on.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel like...
What if?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what if you were dating someone for a while and then you found out that they were just like really, they liked capitalism?
But that's the thing, right? Is you know somebody for weeks and you don't get into these heavy topics, and then all of a sudden they do, and it's like, whoa, like it's like I don't know.
I don't think it should be surprising though. Like once you get to know a person, like even if they don't say that they're racist, you'll probably figure it out just from their vibe,
That, but also I was going to say, like, not to tell you what to do, Matthew, at all, but I literally, whenever I meet someone, I will ask them within the first 3 times of hanging out with them, what's their deepest, darkest secret? And from there, I just have super deep conversations. So, you got to figure it out. There's no time to waste. Your time is very valuable.
I'm gonna take a minute to like word this very carefully. So I need a second.
I spilled my beer, so I'm gonna have to go get a paper towel. I'll be back.
Oh no.
God.
I'm
Are we
saying
taking-
that most of the arguments that have to do with moral standpoints have nothing to do with your relationship and shouldn't affect it. My opinion.
But it can
I mean-
affect it depending on what it is. You know what I mean?
Of
Yeah.
course.
It affects your relationship somewhat, like depending on what it is, but also like it affects the way that you see the person interacting with the world. Like
Exactly.
for example, to me, it is so important to be with someone that wants to create change in the world like I do. And like with entire honesty, in the beginning, Ethan was kind of like a stay out of it kind of person, which I don't mind because, you know, if things don't really affect you and you get involved, you might even make things worse if you're not like really educated on the topic or whatever. But over the course of our relationship, like he's gotten more proactive about, you know, signing petitions for causes that like, you know, need it, donating to places. Like he went to the BLM march with me, and that feels good to see because I want my partner to want to do the same things that I do morally. It doesn't have to be at the same level because I constantly do things for activism and I don't need someone to, you know, 24/7 be out there with me. But like if I come home and I'm like, this is an issue I'm passionate about, I don't want someone there that's just going to be like, I don't really care. You know, like there has to be a little bit of a lineup. It like you can give me like 10% while I'm doing like 150. That's totally fine. It's just I can't have
10%
zero.
is fine. But like I said, I just find that it affects relationships too much when it really shouldn't. And as long as you're being supportive, even if you don't agree with it, at least if you support that they're passionate about something, sure. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important though. Like, because if you disagree with something, you can still say, hey, you know, that might not be my belief necessarily, but you believe in it strongly, and that is something that I support. Like, I want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
meant.
want you to follow your belief. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
can't apply that to my experience right now because you were just talking about the BLM movement, and I can't be like, I don't necessarily support that because I do, obviously, but I don't know. Like, I think it's important to be open to change. You know, that's my big.
Yeah. Open-minded in general.
Yeah, like I still only typically, and this is, you know, this is not the best person for me to be, but I'm working on it. I still typically only support causes that you bring up to me. Like if you show me a petition, you're like, hey, this is important to me. This is definitely something that people should be signing. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair. But like, I don't go out of my way to like find petitions myself. Like I'm just so tired, you know.
I mean, here's the thing though, right? Is that like not to talk myself up, but like if you were with someone that's mildly passionate about these things, then yeah, I would say you should push forward and do more. And you still should if you want to. I'm not going to discourage it, but because you're specifically dating me who constantly talks about this stuff and like every single day my Instagram story has 8 different causes on it or like some shit, like there, like very rarely do I stop the activism part of my life. So like your exposure is probably like what the 10% of actual activists get, because I'm always in everybody's face about it. Like literally in the Discord server I have, I made a channel for things in the world for change and all that, right? Like it's a part of my life no matter what I do. So like you're getting a lot more of it in your life despite you not actively being there all the time just because it's me. So it's fine. You know, that's what it is. The life hack is if you don't want to actively do the work, just date someone that does. And then sign a petition once in a while because they will send them to you.
I sign pretty much every petition you send. I like making a difference. I just don't have the energy to like go out and make a difference by myself.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, we got to go back to this question. Evan, what is your type, or do you have a type?
I probably have a type. I don't really examine myself to know what my type is. I mean, I could probably like spot my friends' types more than I could spot my own type. But yeah, I probably do have a type. I don't know. Next.
I don't think I really have a type. I think that everybody I've dated has been very different. The only type I really have is like girls who think I'm funny, which is very rare. So that would probably be my type.
Yeah, my type is girls that also are attracted to me.
Yeah, that's my type.
girls who like me.
It sucks for the guys who have a type of girls that don't like them.
Oh, true.
It's rough.
I mean, hey, they might have a lot easier time finding people to be interested in.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, who's dying?
I'm sorry. Fire trucks, you know how it is.
Burning their house. Fuck off.
Oh boy.
I would say, I don't know. Some would say I have a type, but no, I don't think I have a type. I mean, I like personality a lot. Obviously, that's a huge thing. I don't look at someone and I'm like, oh, they're ugly. I'm not going to date them, obviously. But if I find someone attractive, I'll try it out. But if their personality is not there, then I'm not in for it at all. But I mean, I think my standards have gotten a lot higher since my last relationship. So yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with having high standards ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a lot of like my last 2 relationships were just super, super weird and super, like, I don't know, I guess toxic. So now, when I find people who are like super kind, I'm like, oh, I'm so attracted. But then when you get to know them more, there's certain aspects that really aren't as attractive to me. So I don't like going through with it. But I mean, looks aren't everything. But definitely huge bonus. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. I feel like I've had like 3 types in my life, which was like when I was younger, because I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. I had to like become really emotionally mature at a very young age, and there are different types of emotional maturity, and the first one that I stuck with was the very romanticized I can fix everyone type of maturity.
Oh yeah.
So my type, like all throughout high school and a little bit after, was bad boy, broken down, you know, like those stupid Wattpad people that is like, this man yells at me, but I'm gonna love him until he learns to not yell at me, and it was terrible. The other type that I had was, for lack of a better word, a lumberjack, bro. Like, literally.
Holy shit.
Like, my ex that I just mentioned, okay, like, Alex was exactly my type and at that point in my life, and that's why we clicked right away, because he's just, like, tall white boy with long hair.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like, don't get me wrong, his personality is great too, but like definitely the first thing that I was like, oh look, lumberjack man. But my type that has like taken the backseat until now, I guess, I've always been into more introverted / shy boys, like gamers, nerdy boys. Still, like, you know, a little bit taller than me, but not that tall. When people are super tall, it freaks me the fuck out. But, like, yeah. Hence why now I'm dating someone who is a little bit taller than me, that likes D&D, plays video games, and writes fantasy novels. So, you know, I got my consistent type through life to come through.
Yep. I'm nerdy. Hello. I feel like I got outed for like 7 things.
It's okay. They're all good things.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next question is, what kind of relationship dynamic do you like to have in terms of a long-term situation? And like long-term is subjective, whatever you define as long-term.
Relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know what that really means.
So, like, is there, okay, like, in simpler terms, like, is there a vibe that you would like? Is there, like,
Okay.
how would you see yourself interacting with your partner? What would your routine be, etc.?
Okay.
I mean, my ideal is very much, I think, just like being respectful. Is that, you know?
Did y'all hear him be so careful with that? Because
Well, I'm just like, I'm trying to think about it because, like, you know, routine is one thing. Like, if we end up going out like twice a week and going clubbing for like 3 years of our life, like,
I'd hate that.
a lot of people would. I'm like super malleable. Like, I can adjust to like pretty much whatever the lifestyle, you know, want to live is, right? I've been adapting since like 6 years old to like whatever's going on. But the one thing is, like, I don't know. I don't need a lot of things, you know? Like, it's rare for me to be like, hey, I need this for me because it's important. But like, if I ever do, I need it to be respected, you know? And like, if anyone comes to me, like, I need to be able to respect what they want. And it's like, I don't ever want to be in a long-term relationship where like I'm worried to ask someone for something that's important.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of spoken or unspoken agreement to just be a respectful person.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Like, just really like just a shared happy relationship, really, where you both have a good time, really.
Yeah.
Just I would like to get just a relationship dynamic, just being like, you know, everything's chill and relaxing, and there's no stress involved at all. You're just like, you know, just a happy dynamic. Yeah, hunky dory. I don't know what else to say. I think that's it.
So Zoe knows that I'm an old man.
Very old.
Yes. I am always like kind of looking towards the future. So I think the relationship dynamic would be working on that. You know, I've always wanted a simple life with someone, but you know, a house and kids and stuff like that. And that's what I would want to work for in a relationship, is the end game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. For me, it's like, it's definitely like the same as Matt. Like, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not I don't get into relationships and just date them to date them. Like, I always think of like an end goal, like marriage, kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so right now, like, as I'm doing this casual thing, or trying to at least, the next person I'm in a relationship with, I definitely do want it to be someone that I'm going to marry and have kids with. Like, I always think in the future, but that can be a problem sometimes, because then it can go too fast or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, a good dynamic would just be like taking things slow, settling down, and yeah, like going out, seeing your friends, and then coming home to this person and spending time with them, and, you know, sharing like your day and everything. I don't know, like just something easy and
I think
nice.
it's important that they have like their own goals too, you know, like they're
Yes,
looking for the same
100%.
thing, as in like they have their life together enough and know what they want in life
Yes.
and are working towards that, not somebody who's
Yeah,
kind of stuck
exactly.
in the same place.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a random question though. How long do you wait until you feel like you start talking about the long termness? Because it is pretty intimidating when you start
Yeah.
dating someone and then you're like, so
I mentioned that shit
house,
instantly.
kids.
Yep, instantly. Within like 2 weeks. I don't give a shit.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't care because it's like, if I'm going into a relationship with somebody, like that's the whole goal is to be with them
Yeah.
for a very long time. So I mentioned that like in a month tops.
Well, yeah, I get
Yeah.
because you want to know their intentions and you want to know what they want. Because if they don't want that,
If you don't
obviously
want
you don't
kids,
want to
then
be with
I'm
them.
not going to date you because if you don't want
Yeah,
kids,
exactly.
I want kids. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that becomes a deal breaker for sure. Like if you
Yeah.
don't want a family, you don't want kids, you don't want to work on like this and that. Like, yeah, you have to talk about it right away, I think. But I mean, just present it and talk about it for a little bit, but don't like go on and on about it. Is
Well,
basically
no,
what-
okay. Then it becomes like I kind of bring it up in a joking way and just like
Okay.
I don't
A
know how to
casual
describe
way.
it. Yeah, a casual way. They think we're joking about it, so we talk about it, but that like starts the discussion really. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay.
Matt, you said you wanted kids, so is it a deal breaker if they say they don't want kids? You're like, nope, waste time. This is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut dry. Yeah.
That actually does lead into our next question, which is, what are your relationship deal breakers?
Mhm.
Oh, I got a lot.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, huh?
I guess ignoring all the obvious ones.
Yeah,
like
there's a
being
lot of like
a bigot.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really blatant ones that we can gloss over, right?
Yeah. So like typically, I would assume that everyone here on this podcast doesn't want to date a racist, homophobic, transphobic,
Oh yeah.
sexist, ageist, classist person. Like we're not scraping the bottom of the barrel. Okay, we're good
Yeah.
people.
I want to hear specific shallow things. That's what I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I want like the scandalous things.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm so far removed from like scandalous thought. I don't know. My life's been so like boring. Like no one's ever like really done me wrong enough for me to be like, oh yeah, that's a thing that people do,
Yeah.
Like my answer's so boring. Like just don't be a dick.
I mean, you can even think of like, you can be shallow for a second. You can be like,
Be shallow. Be so shallow.
yeah, like literally. Okay,
Like
because
I want
obviously,
all of it.
Oh, I got one. It's fine. Don't worry about
okay.
it. My deal breaker is if I enter, and I you know this, baby, because that was like one of the first things I said to you when
Oh
you were gonna start.
yeah.
If they won't try D&D, it's over. If it is an interest of mine, and if
God.
you won't sit down and try it, we're done. It's over. If you want
Yeah.
to participate in an interest of mine, you don't have to like it. Like, baby, you don't play with me. But you
Yeah, but
sat down,
I still,
you tried it.
yeah.
That's it. And if you're not gonna, fuck off. I'm done.
Simple.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship, you should try like stuff that you're.
Yeah, like
partner-
exactly.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
partner's main like really big passion. You're like, nah, gonna ignore it.
I definitely made that
Some-
mistake before.
Some people think like, like if it's a game, like if they're into gaming or they're into one specific video game or like D&D or they really like one specific show, People can think that's childish and they don't want to like give it a thought. But if someone cares about something, it doesn't really matter what it is.
The reason that they're passionate about it, so you should at least take the time to look at it
Yeah.
and understand where they're coming from and why they feel that way about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just like like my take on this is basically like, if you're talking to someone that you're interested in, like, love, whatever, even a friend, when people are talking about things that they're passionate about, their faces light up, they become so animated, they have a bunch of emotions about it. Like I don't see how you can see someone be that happy and excited and be like, no.
Not
You know,
only
like,
that,
it feels so heartless.
not
Yes.
only that, but they get anxious because they're waiting for your thought about the thing that they presented to you.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
just shut it down, then it's just like you're
Yeah.
just a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said first. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
and-
I think like even with the D&D, right? D&D was actually presented to me in like high school by one of my old friends, and he had always wanted to set up a session and at least help us like make characters, and I really like that because I do a lot of creative writing, or at least I did. I haven't recently. And I like the idea of making characters and all that. It's just my attention span is so terrible because I have the worst ADHD. So when they were trying to set it up, I ended up moving to Ottawa, and those were my friends in Toronto. So it like almost could never happen because everyone had different schedules, everyone had different things going on, all that. So I had always wanted to try D&D. It's just over time I lost interest because the person that was supposed to introduce it to me eventually stopped like doing it, and they were like, oh, I'm just too busy for it and it's not like important anymore. So that was the only reason that I didn't try D&D. But then when Ethan and I started dating, he brought it up and he was like, I can't be with someone who doesn't try it. I was like, yeah, I want to try it. I'm just nervous because I don't want to fuck up, because if my attention span wavers, I don't want you to think like I'm bored. It's just like my brain, it processes 100 things at the same time. So like I enjoyed D&D when we did it. It's just like halfway through, my brain started going through whatever it was going through, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can do this as like a regular thing because I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to forget everything. And then I'm going to be sad because I'm going to make you sad.
I mean, it wouldn't make me sad. Yeah. If in an ideal world, I would play D&D every day for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Instead of like once a week for like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
It'd be so much easier, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, Evan, what's your shallow deal breaker?
I honestly think I don't have any shallow deal breakers. Like, I remember my friends saying, like, "Oh, if they don't have nice shoes, I'm not dating them." I'm like, "Yeesh." But I mean, I guess like I don't really care if you're like, I don't care what your shoes are, but like every little thing adds up. That like if I don't really like this, I don't really like that, it eventually adds up to being like, oh, I don't actually like you. So I don't think it has any one thing as a deal breaker, but like every little thing that I guess
a bunch of little things.
Yeah. But I can't think of like any one particular solid thing. I'm a pretty laid back person. I don't really care.
Yeah,
well, Matt has a lot of them. So,
all right, Matt, let's go.
Okay, first of all, I'm a little buzzed. So I did start making a list with Zoe, but if I thought about it for an hour, there would be a lot more. First of all, you gotta be clean. You gotta fucking watch yourself. That's a huge one. Yeah. Second of all, if you show up to a first date dressing a certain way, that's a deal breaker for me.
Okay, wait.
What's the certain way?
I gotta know the certain way.
So if even when I dressed like even when I went to the bar with you guys, I was trying to find out my like best clothes to present myself. If I feel like somebody on a date's not doing the same way, then yeah, I'm just not interested.
Okay, so you want like effort?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was gonna go another way, and I thought I was gonna have to fight.
No.
Like jeans and a hoodie.
Definitely, yeah. If somebody shows up in jeans and a hoodie, like, and I'm taking them to like a nice restaurant, there's no way. Absolutely.
Yeah. What if they show up? What if they show up in? Yeah, like what if they show up in jeans and a hoodie, but you're like, I don't know, going to like
level 1.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't think they cared that much if that's how they're gonna dress. I'm sorry.
I mean, fair, but like, I'm screwed. Yeah.
Okay, to touch on this topic, what first date would you wear jeans and a hoodie to? Because I wouldn't wear that to any first date.
True. Okay, thank you. Well, a lot of people do. Like like I don't know, if I'm going on a date with someone, I'm putting the max amount of effort. I don't know. Sometimes it happens though that some people just show up in jeans and a hoodie.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
What if it's like you didn't know it was a date?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Be clear on that.
Who would know it's a first date, baby? You got asked out by Jake like 3 weeks ago, and you were like, "It's not a date," and then it was.
No.
Yes, Jake.
You're wearing jeans and a hoodie though.
Okay, hold on. First of all, I'm saying this is like the person has showed up to the date. If I'm going on a date, I know it's a date. I don't know when people are asking me out. That's a whole different thing.
Fair. Same.
If Jake ever hears this, you're great. Sorry.
What did you wear?
Like let's say Jake asked you out on a date. You didn't know it was a date. You thought it was, you were just gonna hang out as friends, and so you agree. What are you gonna wear to hang out as friends?
How do you not know this after like knowing me for almost 2 years?
You just I know.
My casual is everybody's formal.
Yeah, you're not the right example to use.
I agree. My casual is everybody else's formal. I'm the same way. Like,
that's fucking casual. What the hell?
I dress like a 40 to 50-year-old golfer. Like Zoe knows this. Like this is just
I dress like.
Yeah.
Go on with your list.
Yeah, not moving forward in life would be another one.
Yeah.
Having kids. If they're starfishing, like bad sex, I guess, would probably be another one. And if they're also willing to just give it up on the first date, then that's actually a huge turn off to me as well.
Yeah.
I gotta, no, that last one, Matthew, if you're also having sex.
Okay.
If someone is attracted to you on the first date and therefore wants to have sex with you and you end up having sex with them, you can't judge them for that because you also had sex.
True. That's true.
No, I'm saying if they're willing to on the first date.
Would you not be willing on the first date?
Probably not, no.
Like never. If you had met someone that you were 100% physically attracted to and they had a great personality and you were like, wow, this person is great and I would like to have sex with them, would you be like, oh, but it's the first date, I'm not going to no matter what?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No way.
There's like no way.
There was this one girl where we did have sex on the first date and I just kind of always felt weird about it. I don't know.
You can feel weird about it, but you shouldn't be judging someone for having sex on the first date.
Well, you can judge them if you also judge yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like if he feels weird about it, he's clearly also judging his own actions.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, for sure. Yeah.
Like you can't call someone else out for doing something that you're also doing, but if you call both of you out for it, then that's still equally balanced.
Sure. Yeah.
No, it's not. Because
it totally is.
No, because if you're thinking, oh, that was weird, why did I do that? You're having your own debate with your internal shit. If you're going, oh, why did that person do that? Because they wanted to. So what?
I mean, that's true, and I'm not against having sex on the first date anyway.
What's the issue with them being attracted to you? That's just some internal shit that you gotta solve. Like I'm not trying to like tell you to go to like solve your eternal shit, Matthew.
No, because I don't think it has to be like eternal shit. I think it's a standard for myself and the other, right? So
but why is the standard that someone should not want to have sex with you on the first date?
You could want to have sex with somebody, but that doesn't mean you want you have
why?
to.
Okay, I'll rephrase that. Why is the standard that they should not?
I guess it's calm. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Because to me, I think there's a lot of time for that type of stuff,
But you have time then.
Well, just not for me on a first date. I'm sorry, it's just a deal breaker.
Agree to disagree. I just don't like when people, especially when it comes to women, people are always like, oh, if a woman has sex on the first date, they're easy or promiscuous. Well, like, the man took part of that too.
Yeah.
I will abstain because I'm not here to judge your deal breakers. I just think that people should not judge women for their choices.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway,
I think everyone should be judged for all of their choices, but they
should
be responsible.
I agree, Ethan. Yeah.
Like if you make any choice, no matter who you are, you should be judged for it. You just shouldn't be judged too harshly, no matter who you are.
No.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having sex on the first date, no matter who you are. Personally, if both people want to and it's consensual, I don't see a problem with anyone fucking. All right.
Yeah, so that's not you judging it. That's you agreeing.
Yeah, but my agreement is my judgment. I've judged that I agree.
But
exactly. Yeah,
we're saying judge in a bad way, though.
Sure, but some decisions that people make should be judged in a bad way.
Yeah, but specifically for this.
Yeah, for this, I don't think that. I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to have sex on the first date. I don't think there's anything wrong personally with wanting to have sex on the first date.
No, but that's what I'm saying, is that there's nothing wrong with either choice. It's just you should not be judging the other person that you literally asked out on a date or are enjoying the company of just because they are attracted to you enough to have sex with you.
I suppose, though, like in that situation, like let's say you knew, like this is something that I think I would probably do. Like if I knew that I didn't want to have sex on the first date and I knew that it was just something I didn't want to do, I might even like bring that up at some point and be like, hey, like I like to take things slow. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but here's what I'm saying is if you bring it up and you're like, hey, I'm not really down to have sex on the first date, obviously that person should respect it. They shouldn't be like, oh no, but I want to have sex. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that if someone expresses to you that they want to have sex with you and you go no and they respect it, in this situation, Matthew, would you not judge that person? Because they already brought it up, because they wanted to have sex on the first date? That's where the judgment starts. And it shouldn't, because sex is great as long as it's consensual. And if someone is attracted to you enough, is that not the goal of your date? Is that you want them to be attracted to you? The goal doesn't have to be sex, but sex is on the table because they are open to being attracted to you.
On many levels, though, and different categories.
Right, which
and I don't think
actually not. I'm hitting the change teams button. Actually, no, I agree. you just said that. Like there are different kinds of attraction, but none of those kinds of attraction should necessarily be wrong. If someone initially and first and most strongly feels a sexual attraction to you, that shouldn't be shut down.
Yeah,
I mean it should in a respectful way. If you don't want to have sex, you should be like, no, I'm not
shut
into
down
that.
in terms of consent, but not shut down in a way that makes them feel ashamed.
If some people like to have sex before they catch feelings.
No, I don't. No, I'm not trying to shame anybody over this.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm not trying to shame anybody over this, but it's something that I would find that would be off-putting. Let's say if it was just randomly brought up with like no insinuation, I guess.
I mean, okay. I'm gonna agree to disagree, or else we're gonna use up our whole hour.
Let's continue.
But do you have any other on your list?
No, I think that was it, right? Yeah, Zoe. I've been typing them to Zoe. I think that was it.
Yeah. Where's mine? Ooh. Okay.
All right, Zoe, go ahead.
I'm not gonna say all of them, obviously. Not that I have too many, but you know. Okay, so hygiene, a huge thing. Like showering every day, that's a huge thing for me. Also it's gonna sound weird. I like a guy that has like a headboard. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like an actual, like, not a mattress on the floor. Okay.
Your standards are pretty high.
Like, no, I know. I mean, it's fun, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't really want to get into that. Also, nice at like people, I see guys that are so rude to waiters and waitresses. Like, that turns me off completely. Like, or you're rude in public, or you look at a girl or a guy and you just judge them immediately. Like, you give a face, you make a face. No, I don't like that. I guess, like, just judging people, that's something that turns me off, like, from the bat. Like, if someone's like, oh, like, God, like, look at what she's wearing right now. That's like, okay, you know, that's weird. Or, you know, if someone's having a bad day, they look visibly upset, and someone's like, oh, why are they so mad? It's like, well, you don't know what they're going through. So, I don't know. I don't like that. I'm
gonna type to you one.
Definitely.
Know about you.
Huh?
I'm gonna type to you one. Well, you brought this up like a few months ago, but you also don't like to get roasted. I think that would be another one for you.
Yeah, let me know. And cleanliness too. Like someone who's very clean, like they have a clean room. They take care of themselves. I like someone that takes care of themselves, like dresses nice, like a good image. Sorry, Matt's typing to me right now.
No, it's all good. I have to I
oh
have
yeah.
to weigh in though on like one
Yeah.
of your points is
Okay.
the headboard thing. Is okay, because I agree that people should have proper beds, but like that is a sign of someone that can take care of themselves. But would it
Yeah.
be an issue for you if they were financially not in a good place?
Not necessarily. Like if they're struggling, like that's okay. I've struggled before, like I get that, that's fine. But like I'm just talking about like for like being presentable. Like for me, I would prefer somebody that actually had like a nice like base, like a headboard and like
Yeah.
a base for their bed and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's not like a complete, like I'm not gonna not date someone because of that, but it's kind of turns me off. So I guess
Yeah, no,
I
that's
shouldn't
fair.
say it's like a complete deal breaker, but it definitely turns me off for sure.
Joey, I don't know. I think you really would prefer somebody who has like more money than not.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I prefer it, but it's not a deal breaker. Like
Okay, fair,
I've
fair.
I was with somebody, I was literally like their sugar mama for what, like 3 years. So
Yeah.
of course I don't like that. That's another thing too. If I'm always paying for the dates and they're not paying for anything, that's kind of a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Because I think it
Mhm.
should be kind of equal in a way, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't expect them to pay for everything. Like if they offer, usually I'm like, no, I got it, right? But
Yeah.
if I'm always paying for something, it's not. I don't like that. Not that I can't afford it or whatever. Like that I want to take care of people. I like spending my money on people that I love. But if I'm doing it too much, it's just it doesn't look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another thing, like when people, okay, so me and my friends, obviously, like we roast each other. We have like jokes and everything. If a guy is roasting me so much, like just their jokes, and like sometimes it gets to me, yeah, like me and Matt have a mutual friend that will just roast the fuck out of me. Like it's so bad, but in like a friendly, like loving way, but also it can be pretty harsh. And even
Yeah.
Matt has called him out on it before because it can get pretty bad. Like stuff like that, like I can take jokes for sure, 100%. I'll joke with you about myself, but it can get like too far sometimes. That's when I hate it. It's just a turn off. Or like when people are roasting other people and just being straight up so mean about them, like that turns me off completely. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like just be kind. I like people who are kind.
Yeah.
Probably everybody does. That's a huge thing for me. Yeah.
I thought of
Yeah, and I have one thing. This is my last thing I'm gonna say. It's controversial, I guess, but if you live with your parents, that can be a turn off for me. Like, depending on your age, obviously, but if you're, I guess, mid 20s and you still live with your parents, but you are making a lot of money and you can afford to live on your own, my question is, why not just do that? Like, I get wanting to save money and live with your parents,
We agree.
but
Yeah,
like,
that's
where's
fine.
the freedom? And it's kind of awkward to go over to a guy's house and like not have that
You have
privacy.
to
You know what I
instantly meet
mean?
their parents, and it's just weird because
Yeah,
then
it's
like, yeah.
awkward.
No,
It's
that's
awkward.
fair. I think I think you might even agree with me when I say this, but it's definitely like if they are like you said, if they have the money to and they're simply doing
Yeah.
it for the reason of saving money that they don't actually need to, then
Yeah.
it shows a bit of their personality too, right? Where like they're kind of just a leech, and if they treat their
Yes,
parents that way,
exactly.
they might treat you that way. But
Yes.
in other terms, it's like if there's certain circumstances, I feel like you'd be understanding. It's
Of
just like,
course.
you know, a lot of people just blatantly use their parents like that, and it's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I definitely agree that that's a major ugh.
Yeah, because like my last relationship, I mean, this guy, he has a lot of money. He could totally move out on his own, like really well off family. He's well off, everything. And he didn't even like his family that much, and he was kind of like a dick to them a lot of times, and he just stayed there just because it was free, you know? Like, he didn't have to pay for anything except his phone. And he was
Yeah.
even working, and he just wanted to stay there to stay there. But he could have moved it. He could have bought a house and a car and everything, but he chose not to, and that just turns me off completely. Like, it's
Yeah.
a certain responsibility, and he wasn't doing it, so that really turns me off. No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to the next question, Evan, did you think of one?
I did think of one. They need to drink. I don't know. I don't think I could date someone that doesn't drink. Like, I get
Yes.
it if you don't drink. Like, I get it. But, like, I don't think I could date someone that doesn't.
Well, you drink,
Yeah.
right? So, like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I respect people's decision to be sober,
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. But, like,
but
as a person I'm going to date, I don't think it would work.
you want to
out.
go out and
Yeah.
drink. You want to
Yeah.
get drunk with the person. It's a part. It's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's like D&D in a weird way. For real though, it's an activity that you like partaking in and you want to share.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
can't really drink if they don't drink either. Like, if you want to drink, like, hang out together and one's getting drunk, the other one can't really. I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
sober people at parties, it's like, okay, whatever, you're there. But like sober people, when it's just like two people, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm totally fine with friends, like, not drinking, but, like, it's the person
Yeah.
you're dating, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I hear you.
No, I feel
I get
that. Right now, my best friend is dating someone who doesn't drink, and she doesn't drink all that much either. She very much prefers weed. He said that he might be open to trying weed, I'm pretty sure, but like he just personally doesn't. And I feel like it works because he also doesn't judge anyone for drinking. Like, I've been like sloshed drunk off my ass around him, and he's just been like, oh, like, should I get you some water? Are you doing okay? And he's enjoying himself. He's totally fine. So I feel like, personally, I would prefer if my partner also drank, especially because I have a pretty high tolerance and I'm a very social person. But if they didn't drink, I just wouldn't want them to judge me or any of my friends for drinking, right? Like, it's very much the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
Me and Zoe have another one now that you mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Big
Yeah,
one.
smoking weed every day or doing drugs excessively would be
Yeah.
a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my last two relationships was like that. They were like, substance abuse was going on every day. It was
Yeah.
such a turnoff. And then also when they don't want to go out and do things with you.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is completely a deal breaker. Like, I want to have fun. I want to go out. You have to at least go a couple of times, Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be going out all the time and my significant other is never with me, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like, that's a turn off.
that's fair. Okay. We have like a little over half an hour left, so we got to power through these questions and then get to the list.
I know that I said I would make it through the whole 2 hours, but I'm starting to feel like kind of tired. And
If
like,
you have to go, you can.
Yeah.
I don't think I can be attentive and engaged for another like 30 minutes. I might have to peace
Fair.
out. It's been a
That's fine. If you want to say your closing remarks early and plug whatever socials or stuff you want, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. It's been real. I always have fun. Hope to do it again. I mean,
Yeah.
live with you. You'll invite me to another one, I hope.
I hope.
I'll plug some social medias. Check out Little Dagger Aesthetics. Fucking sick website, my guy. You should get in on that. I'm too tired to plug my own socials.
I'll plug it in the description.
Yo, check out the description for my socials. Have fun with Kinks.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you coming on. It's always good talking to you, man.
You too.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good one.
All right. Is everyone else good to stay on for the next little bit?
I could stay
Sure.
for
Yeah.
whatever. We're good. Yeah.
Sounds
Mhm.
good. All right. So this is Do you think sex is the most important part of a relationship? Where is it on your priority list?
Oh man, no, I'm first on the list of people to talk. I think it's more important to have like a more emotional connection.
Yeah.
But I'm a relationship type of person. I'm not a casual person, so I'm a little biased here. But I think it's more important to be like to like the person, and then the physical sex can come after that kind of deal. Yeah, that's my bit.
So when it comes to sex, I think it's high up there, but I don't think it's the most important thing because there's a lot of other things that are important that goes hand in hand, such as trust being one of them, and having that type of connection. So I would say it's up there, but to say that it's the most important thing is, I don't think, accurate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I also think like it is important. Like you have to be able to have a good sex, I think, in a relationship. You can't not have sex.
Well, because with sex comes like confidence in the relationship,
Yeah.
trusting, and what's another word I'm looking for? Like it's one of those states where I think we could all agree that you kind of become insecure until afterwards. So I think they all just go hand in hand, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It's really for me, I need to have sex. Like at least like once a week, okay? Especially if you're living with someone, definitely a lot more. But like I don't know, for me, sex it really makes you more connected with somebody, obviously, right? So you feel more, for me anyway, I feel more confident the more I have sex with somebody. And that obviously makes me feel good, makes me feel happy, and like if I don't have sex, it's not great for me. I mean, obviously connection is very important. Like if you don't have connection, then why are you even in the relationship? But yeah, connection, trust, and definitely sex is like probably like the top.
If you're not having
second
sex,
thing.
you're just friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important
unless you're
things for me.
asexual.
Yeah, of
I guess,
course.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I cannot. But yeah,
I mean,
no,
yeah.
it's definitely up there for me for sure, 100%.
I mean, I guess that would be another deal breaker is I couldn't be with someone who was asexual.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I agree a lot with what Zoe said. Like my sex drive is pretty high.
Oh yeah.
I'm not the kind of person that has to be like, like having sex all the time, but it has to be satisfying good sex. So I feel like if I even if I loved someone and we just like weren't sexually compatible, because you can not be sexually compatible at first and then work on it, right? But if let's say for example you've tried to work on it and over the course of like months it just like was still unsatisfying, you're gonna feel like something is missing from that relationship. So I think that like you have to find someone that is compatible with you in all ways, and sex is one of those ways. It's not the top priority, but I don't think I could be in a relationship with someone that like I was not at all sexually compatible with, because it's not the biggest thing, but it is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. This one is a would you rather. And for this, I'm going to say you just have to choose one. You cannot expand on your answer or try to find loopholes. Okay. If you could have one for the rest of your life, would you rather have a sexless but loving relationship or the ability to have great sex with an inability to love anyone?
Oh, I think I have to go with the first one. Sexless but loving relationship. I think the connection is more important.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Matthew?
Okay, well, judging by my deal breaker, you would think it would be the first, but I would actually say the latter. Yeah, I'd rather have great sex with an ability to love. But
right.
It's really rather, like, I mean, it's not realistic, like, but yeah.
No.
I mean,
All right, Zoe?
It's so hard for me. I don't know. I mean, because it's like, for me, it's like, if you, I mean, if you have an inability to love, if you, like, ever even know what love is, I guess? Like, I guess it
Yeah, it
wouldn't
sounds
really
so
matter, right?
depressing.
Right, yeah, but, like, you'd be having great sex and that would make you feel good. So, I mean, does it really matter? I don't know. I don't know. But connection is
I want to change
everything.
my answer after you said that.
Yeah, but connection is everything. So I guess I would go with the first one because really, like, it's all about good connection and, who you love. So sex wouldn't matter as much if you
I want
really,
to.
really loved someone and have that connection with them.
I want to change my answer too. Because now that no, Zoe explained it very well though. Because like even if you had great sex, that's gratification for like a short term time. You're not actually loving like that
Yeah.
person. But loving
Mhm.
relationship is forever, right? When
Yeah.
great sex would only be small but great amounts of gratification. So yeah, I'd go with the first actually. Now that you explained it.
Great sex
Yeah.
without the love is just a workout.
Yep.
A good
Well,
one.
You're not wrong. You're not
Very
wrong.
satisfying one.
Well, you know what? Then sign me up to the gym because my answer is the great side. I don't know, man. But the thing is, like, y'all are relationship people too. So like
Mhm.
that's why our answers are differing too, probably because like y'all want a relationship. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, well, that's me right now. Like, I love a relationship, but right now I'm like, you know what? I'm loving being single. It's been 8 months, and I'm like, you know what? I get to do what I want. I don't have to have strings attached, and it's great. I can sleep with whoever I want, like, and feel good, and just do whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I'm with you, Michelle. Like right now.
we vibing.
Oh yeah.
All right. So this is the last question before the list. Vanilla sex or kinky sex?
Man, I hate being first here. I'm a vanilla guy. I like the vanilla flavor. You know, when I get ice cream, I'm getting vanilla.
Matt.
Not me. Not me.
No.
Kinky sex for sure. I get pretty dark when it comes to sex, so I don't think I
Kinkiest
could.
man.
Do that. Yeah.
All right.
Matt's the kinkiest man I know. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And Zoe?
For me, it depends. Okay, I can be pretty vanilla, but I can also be pretty kinky, and I think it really depends on the person too. Like, a lot of people won't present their kinky side until later on, but then a lot of people will present it right away, and I think it just goes based upon what the other person is feeling. Because like
Fair.
I've tried to be kinky right away, and the person's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Or like the other way around, you know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
me, both, honestly, both.
Yeah. It's weird because I want to say both too, but it depends on an entirely different thing. So about 99% of the time, I am very kinky. I do not really enjoy vanilla sex, but the 1% is literally morning sex. I can't have kinky sex. It's literally like if I'm up at 6 a.m.,
You're very right.
I'm tired, I'm groggy, I'm
Yeah.
like, let's just have lazy vanilla sex. But any other time, I'm like, I can't. It has to have some spice.
Especially if you're
yeah.
drunk. Especially if you're drunk, you're gonna want to have kinky sex. Like, there's no way you're gonna want vanilla sex when you're fucking hammered.
Depends
Yeah.
on how hammered you are, though. I mean, I recently slept with a guy where I was super fucked up, and I just wanted to be over. At one point, I was like, "Oh, just
I want to
finish.
go
Like,
to
just
bed.
get it over with. Like, let's go." But it was fine. We talked about it after. And...
Oh no.
Okay.
Good.
Oh man. All right. So I have a super fun list of kinks. It's literally called From A to Z, a list of kinks and fetishes you should know about.
Is it the same site where you like take the test to see what you are? Is that where you
No, it's not that. This is an article written by Angie Jones, June 21st, 2020, on Glamour magazine. So, super fun. So basically, we're gonna go through this as far as we can get, because we still do have some time, A to Z, there's only like 26. I had to think about that, bro. How many letters are in the goddamn alphabet? Anyway, we're gonna go through this, and basically you're going to discuss, would you do it? Have you ever been into it? Have you had a partner that was into it? Partner loosely termed, it like significant other, hookup, whatever. Or if you would never do it, just like any comments you got on it.
Could you link it? I feel like that would probably help me if you could link it. I don't know if you can or
not. Sure. I will do that as I tell you the first one.
Sure.
So the first one to discuss is A is for age play.
Yo, age play is weird.
Matthew.
I'm going to send this in general. It also has a description of what exactly it is if you're not familiar with any of them. But age play, what do we think of that? Would y'all do it? What's up?
I ain't no pedophile.
Okay, well.
Oh, I should have opened this in private browser.
Is it DDLG, you mean?
Daddy little girl. It's basically all the same, yes.
Yeah.
So, like, the daddy little girl thing is kind of a play on age play, I think. Because, like, for example, I did have a partner that would ask me to call him daddy, and because I got daddy issues, I was like, I was down for it. I was like, yeah. Sure, whatever.
Same.
But like, there's also age play in which people pretend to be like babies or infants or stuff like that, or like even the elderly I've heard of before. So would you? How far would you go with age play? Would you do it? What's up?
Oh God, I don't want to answer this.
If they wanted it, I guess, but I still think it's a little weird.
Evan's like, I'm here to try my best and please my partner. See, personally, I can't go past the daddy little girl thing. I could not go past that.
So I've done this many times. Like half the people I've been with, actually. And I think that anything that has to do with, like, first of all, people don't know, but this is a lot of work. Like, it actually is a lot of work. It's too much effort for me, but I would say yes, but nothing like baby or toddler related. That's just way far.
Yeah.
But yes, I've done it like many times.
That's fair.
I feel like if someone did call me daddy, I'd get turned off, but I also feel like in my head, maybe it would turn me on. I don't know.
For me, I love it.
It can be one of those things where, like, you don't know until it happens, because like, I had a previous partner where they had told me that they were kind of weirded out by it, so I said it as a joke one day. Like, I was like literally we were making out, and then I was like, ooh, I like it when you do that, daddy. And he was like, oh fuck. And I was like, what? And he's like, oh shit. He's like, I kind of liked that. And I was like, oh shit, all right. So, like, it became a thing. But I feel like it's definitely, like, a lot of people in general will call it weird in, like, the public eye. So you never really know until it happens, or you discuss it, or you, like, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things, Maybe Evan, you go to your girlfriend and you're like, hey, can you say something real quick? All right. The next one is B is for bondage. How do we feel about bondage?
Yeah, bondage.
Zoe's like, I'm ready. I feel like there's different levels of bondage too, right? So, like, personally for me, I would say, like, the handcuffs, rope, tape, stuff like that, like, I'm fine with. But I've seen those, like, those sex exhibitions where, like, people do, like, I believe it's Japanese, where they do, like, the full-on rope and they suspend you from, like, the ceiling. Like, I don't think personally that I could handle being suspended from the ceiling. That's probably where my limit is.
Sounds like a lot of work. Sounds very technical.
I'm down to try it.
I think I would try it, but I don't think that I would be super comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think I would cramp up and then I'd be like, can I come down now?
Yeah, like it'd be fun. I don't know, I feel
Sorry.
like not in like a sexy way, but it's like, oh, let's try it. And then you're like to get the manual out. So you're like, okay, we tie this knot here. You know, it'd be like setting up IKEA furniture, you know?
Yeah.
I had to pee. Where are we at?
We're on B, so bondage. So how far would you go with bondage?
Okay, so again, this is something that like I would do to my partner, but never to myself. I would hate being in restraints. I would be very uncomfortable with that. Yeah, I don't think I'd like it for myself, but for my partner, fuck yeah. It's like,
Would you suspend your partner from the ceiling in ropes?
yep.
Okay.
I'm like that too.
I
I would do what they like.
Yeah, like see, I like a little bit more being the person that's tying up the other person, but I could also be the one that's tied up. It's just I don't think I could do the suspension thing for either of us because again, like Evan said, it just sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Like, yeah.
All right. Now we're at C is for cuckolding.
I knew it.
No way. I don't know. I don't like the whole. Is it mostly? Does it lean on humiliation, or is it just like?
I mean, it typically stems from the need for humiliation, but it's basically just like if you want to see your partner with someone else and you watch and like you don't know if you're going to be able to join in or not. Like it's mostly just like you watch and it turns you on.
Yeah,
mine's
I
weird.
don't know. Not for me.
I would kill everybody in the room. There's absolutely no way. I wouldn't even fucking imagine me even like if somebody suggested to me. There you go. So somebody suggested me, that would be a deal breaker.
What if it was the other way around? What if it was your partner wanting you to make out for someone else or have sex with someone else?
Okay, well I'm a bit hypocritical. That's something different.
Yeah, Matthew.
Well, like, but yeah, I'm saying for me that there's no way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
For
Zoe?
me, it's like it's gonna be okay. It might sound a bit weird, but like kind of turns me on if it's like this, like the same sex as my partner. Like that would be okay for me. I'd be like into it. Like if my like let's say I'm dating a guy and he's in like you know with another guy, I would watch. That's fine. Like I've said that many times. Like that's okay. But then if they wanted me to do that, you know, I'd be a little. I guess I'd be uncomfortable doing that if it's someone that wasn't my partner because I like to say like loyal in relationships. But if they're really wanting me to do something like that, like I guess I could try it, but I don't know if I'd be totally comfortable with it.
Yeah. If let's say your partner who is male is with another male, would you want to join in after, or would you just be like, this is enough for me, and then you would be with your partner after?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't need to join in. That's fine. I can watch and be.
What if you don't watch either? Like your partner's like, okay, I'm going to this other guy's place to have sex.
Cheating.
I'll tell you about it afterwards.
That's cheating. There's nothing.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Evan's like C is for cheating.
No. They tell no.
Right?
No, I'm reading the paragraph.
No, the whole point of it is to watch them, right? Like that's the whole point of it, right? Is to watch that person with somebody else. Right?
I was reading a bit. I think a bit of it's like your partner like can text you, like send images of them having sex with other person or stuff like that.
I mean, I guess if it's part of someone's routine.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's something I'd have to try. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm relating to Zoe, but in an opposite sense, kind of, because so I'm bisexual. I've dated a girl before where like she has asked me about it. Like we're like seeing each other. We weren't dating. Screw relationships. Anyway, we were seeing each other, and she wanted, because she was also bisexual, to fuck a guy and have me watch. And weirdly enough, I was like I had like a little bit of feelings for her, but I wasn't like really invested in the relationship. But I was like, because it was a guy, it was kind of a turn on. But if she had asked me for like a girl or like a feminine person, I think I would have said no. Like, weirdly enough, I don't think that I could do same sex. I think it would have to be the opposite.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next, D is for dominant. So this is where we ask people, are you dom, sub, or switch?
I'm either or. I don't care.
All right.
Should say 90% dom, 10% switch, or I mean, the latter. But yeah, I would say dom.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like
for
that.
me, yeah. For me, both. I love being dom. Like, I love the R fantasy. But I also love doming myself too. So I don't know. It really depends. If I'm drunk, I love both too. But I lean a little bit towards doming when I'm drunk. So
yeah. I mean, that's fair. I feel like I exude a lot of dom energy.
Yeah.
I've been told that before. In like the recent years, I guess, I've had a lot of like emotional trauma to process. So I've kind of like reversed it now. I feel like at the moment, actively, I am like 70% sub and 30% dom. And I know that it will eventually switch again, because once I get past this stage of like, it's literally just like quarantine. Quarantine fucked me up. But like after this, it will return to normal. But at the moment, it's like the opposite of what I usually am. But no, we love the dom community though.
Oh yeah.
All right. E is for electrostimulation.
Ooh.
I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I don't know. It sounds scary, man.
So I never tried it either, but now that I'm reading it, it doesn't seem like something I'd try, because this is part of like cock and ball torture. Like, to me, that doesn't sound like a good time to
I
me.
didn't sign up for this.
But I'm like a sadist, so like whatever, like to the female, but just not to me.
Yeah.
So you're okay, electrocute the girl then.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've never tried it either, but I'm down to try like anything. So yeah, I'm down to try it. I'm down to do it, and I'm down to try it.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I will say I don't know a lot of people with male typical genitalia that have told me that they like this, because things are very sensitive. But personally for me, like, I've never tried it like on my vagina, but like I've had like the clips or like the cables on my nipples, and I've liked that. Yeah. But like it has to be at a point where your pain and pleasure are equal, or your pleasure is above. Because if you're like, if you're starting foreplay and some man clips your titties and starts shocking you like
right away,
that's not gonna be good. But like if you're in the middle of like rough sex and a man clips your titties and keeps on going, it's great. I would recommend it. I'm just saying.
I don't even think I could handle it if my partner wanted to be electrocuted. Because like I don't know, it's a little too frightening for me to have my partner do it. Like really, you want to? I don't know.
Evan's partner is like
full on electro. Like it's not full on like you're getting electrocuted though. Like a lot of times,
I'm not gonna whip out a taser and be like taser.
Evan's
I don't know.
Evan's partner goes, "Hey, I want to try electrostimulation," and he goes, "I think you need therapy."
I mean,
Literally.
Oh man. All right. The next one is F is for foot fetishism.
I watched a movie
Nope.
last night, and there was a scene where the guy licks the girl's toes. And I'm like, that is gross.
I don't even need to add. I don't even need to add to that because Evan just said it. So I'm good with moving on.
Yeah. I feel like okay, so I've never had a partner tell me this, and I honestly don't know if it was like they didn't feel comfortable sharing it or they just weren't into it. Either way, I'm good. I did once have a guy lick my feet and like suck my toes for $300.
Oh,
Yeah, like this man offered it, and I was like, okay, I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna make $300 just by sitting there, and like I was literally on my phone the whole time, and it was not a turn on at all. Unfortunately, I couldn't like reciprocate or tell this guy that I was into it, so I kind of felt bad. But he was doing great, you know. He licked my feet, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go home and masturbate now. Thank you for that." And I was like,
What?
"Great," you know,
That's
like.
crazy.
Yeah, it was just a good exchange. So like, you know, while it can be creepy because of the way people approach it, I do I don't really judge it anymore. When I first heard about it, I was like, ew, what the fuck? But like
Yeah.
now that I've thought about it and processed it, it's like they're not really hurting anyone, you know? So it's like if you're into it, sure, go do it with someone that's willing.
Well,
It's just
sure.
I don't know if I am because it doesn't do anything for me.
Technically,
But
any
yeah.
kink is fine as long as it's not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Technically.
So, you know,
Yeah.
if anyone ever offers you money for feet pics, fucking do it, man. Make that
I
that
should,
money.
honestly. I've been offered so many times for shit like that. Even like one time, even some guy offered me $200 just to lick my butthole, and I'm like, no. But but like feet stuff, like I don't know, like don't touch my feet. Like I can't even get a pedicure. Like it's too ticklish. I can't do it. Like don't touch them, don't lick them,
it's
don't
so
lick at them. Like,
ticklish.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I've always been turned off about that. But now that I hear your story, I mean, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone has $300 and want to lick my feet, sure, I'll take your money.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'm ready. Let's post some offers. I'm doing it.
All right. G is for gagging.
Yeah, kinda. Reading the gagging section kind of makes it like to the point where they're almost like, I don't know. I don't like throwing up. Like really hate it.
Yeah.
And gagging's kind of close to it, so I don't know.
I mean, I would say like, okay, so specifically for Evan and Matthew, because I don't know where else to apply this. If a girl or your partner, whoever, is giving you head and they're doing it like excitedly enough and going fast and whatever, like really deep, and they slightly
Yeah,
like
I guess it is
sober
pretty
gag.
hot.
Yeah, would that be a turn on for you, right? Like obviously you don't want to like have this person throw up or sound like they're gonna throw up, but like the slight sound, would that turn you on?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but I don't think I ever intentionally do it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, and I intentionally do it.
Oh my
See,
god.
the thing is though, is for people that don't have a gag reflex, they can't even take part in this.
Oh yeah.
Just fake it.
My gag reflex is so like bipolar, honestly. I mean, sometimes it's so good, but then sometimes I will throw up. I'll throw up. I cannot deep throat sometimes. So I mean, for me, like I like it. It's all fun and everything, but then when you start to feel like you're gonna throw, I'm like I pull out. I'm like no. But I've been with a guy before who like literally wants me to throw up. And it's such a turn off. I'm like, I don't like the feeling of like throwing up, obviously. Like who
Yeah.
does? So no, that part's a turn off, but I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Like test me, but don't push me too far.
For
Yeah,
me,
that's fair. That's fair.
For
Yeah.
me, when I'm getting head, I want like most of the control anyways. So
That's fair.
like I want to control the motion anyways. So
I feel
Yeah,
like
I like
feel
it when
like
a guy
Matthew.
controls my.
I feel like Matthew, you wouldn't be like, oh, like you wouldn't be like, oh, like this girl's gonna give me head. You would be like, I'm gonna face fuck this girl.
Yeah,
Every time.
Yeah.
every
'Cause, like,
time.
Yeah.
See, like this is kind of weird, but like so when it comes to like smells and stuff like that, like my gag reflex is so sensitive. Like if I smell
Me
something
too.
disgusting, I'm gonna throw up. But
Fuck me too.
when I'm doing something inherently sexual, like if I'm giving head, I don't have a gag reflex. It's fucking gone. I've never had an issue with that. But like because people are like kind of into the gagging thing, it feels like I'm just there and I'm like, yeah, cool. This is great for me because I can deep throat well, but like if your kink is gagging, you gotta find someone else. Like I'll throw up at anything else, but like I don't know, man. All right. H is for humiliation.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with like light humiliation, but like once it gets
Yeah.
personal, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just using the
Who hurt you? You're like, once it gets personal.
Can't think of examples right now. But yeah, I mean, using the old common, you know, bitch, slut, and whore. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So every time Evan answers a question, I agree with him, but 10 times. So I like to make it very personal because I think it's more of an impact, and I love to talk shit. So humiliation is huge to me.
Matt loves to make girls cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just bullying.
I know, that's why I say.
I mean, you know, if that's that girl's kink, and she's not actually like
That's literally what she told me.
traumatized.
She's like,
then
I
we're
want
good.
you to. She's like, I want you to make me cry, and I was like, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Some
Okay.
people want that, and that's totally fine.
Sounds
I
good.
just think
remember that.
like honestly, I'm kind of on the tail of Evan's statement where like personal shit fucking it fucks me up. Like I'm speaking as a person with a lot of trauma. I can't handle it. If someone calls me a bitch or a slut in bed, I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna cry and the mood is dead because like too much abuse trauma in my head. So like I've gotten to the point where like it's literally the exact opposite. Like I'm pretty sure at this point I've developed some sort of praise kink because like someone's like bitch and I'm like cry. But if they're like ah, look at what you're doing, like you're such a good girl, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, I'll just here I am.
Yeah,
you know,
daddy's little girl, always. We love that.
What if they combine it though? They call you a bitch, but you're like, you're such a good bitch. See, then you got both sides.
You're such a good slut.
You're such a yeah.
Oh my god, I actually don't even know how I would react to that.
I love that kind of stuff. Not like a pure humiliation, because that goes on my deal breaker thing where it's like roasting me too much. Nope. But but like the light, like dirty little slut kind of thing, love it. Love the like daddy's little girl, like yeah, I'll love all that. But if it gets too personal and hard, no. I'll cry.
Yeah. Me and Zoe are just the same person over here. We're like, we'll cry if you push us too hard, please.
I don't even think I could like.
But it's hot if it's like, you know, like daddy's little girl or slut or whatever. That's fine. But yeah.
If my partner wanted it to be like personal mean, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could be like, oh, I have to tell you this stuff. I don't really want to.
It's kind of awkward to start it at first because you're like, you kind of wait for the reaction. Like, did I just take it too far? Like, it's kind of hard to find that medium where it's like, am I saying what I'm saying right now? Is it too far?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very different.
Yeah, without killing the mood either.
Yeah. Okay. I is for impact play, so using hands, paddles, whips, things like that.
I feel like Matt's gonna be like, yeah, I just take out the baseball bat and I just go beat them.
Okay.
No. Yeah, light impact's fun, but I don't want any bruise. I don't know. I'm not a fan of bruises.
Yeah, like Evan said, hard impact is always fun. Just like if they could take a slap, then like, what else do you need in life? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I love paddles, whips, floggers, everything. And I
Fuck
actually do have a little story. So if you want to hear it, I don't know. But
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time, I was absolutely wasted in Montreal, and I was hooking up with this guy, and I love slapping. So I love being slapped in the face for some reason. While it's happening, and I actually was slapping him in the face because it's something that I liked. And then like a couple days later when we were hooking up again, we talked about it, and he's like, yeah, you slapped me in the face, and you did this, and
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, like I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, that's okay, like you liked it, but I don't like it. So that was just like the funniest shit ever. But yeah, no,
Oh,
I love that stuff. And yeah, I tend to like do it to people, like if I don't know their kinks, I'm gonna do my kinks, right? And then you get to know someone's kinks, and then you're like, okay, and then you do what they like. But yeah, that was just
Yeah.
the funniest shit ever.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I had to imagine that for a second. Oh man, this
Oh
poor
god,
guy.
yeah. No, but it's totally chill because we talked about it after, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, and then I learned his stuff that he likes, so it's good now. But no, that
That's
was
fair.
just yeah.
I want to clarify
Yeah.
that I have no problem with getting hit as well. If we're full on hitting each other, that's completely fine.
This
Yeah, I love
sounds
that.
like
just wanna
a
wrestle.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
little-
slap me in the face.
just,
Like, give
just
me
a boxing
like
match with sex is completely great.
marks.
Yeah. I think like I like a lot of rough stuff, but I don't think I could handle being slapped. I feel like a slap is too again, it's too related to fucking trauma. Man, that bitch ruined my life. But like
Fair. That's
But,
fair.
like,
That's fair.
things with like cuz I like to see bruises weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if someone like, uses a paddle, their hands like if they slap my ass and there's a bruise, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, same.
It's the same thing with like if someone uses their mouth. If someone gives me hickeys, that's like one of my favorite things because
Oh
I
my
can
God, me
see it
too.
after.
So wait,
But I can't
Oops.
do it with like something that's like really like borderline insulting, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Fair.
so maybe we're on the same like wavelength here, Michelle, because I think that's like the whole point is I like to leave my mark, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
you like to
I'm
get
a
the mark.
vampire. So.
Yeah, yes you are. Holy fuck.
Oops.
Oh man. All right. So J is Japanese bondage, which we already touched upon. So
Yeah, we can skip that.
we're gonna go to K, which I'm gonna pronounce this so fucking wrong. K is for clismophilia, which is a Greek word that means arousal by enemas.
Nope.
So basically just like putting water into your butthole.
Oh fuck no.
I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so.
It's so uncomfortable. Don't no.
I don't like the sound of it though. Yeah.
No.
Before I answer this, I wanted to also add to the other one because I wanted to ask Zoe if it was okay if we talked about it. When she gave me a hickey once, it was so fucking painful. She's full fucking vampire. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
It was
am.
just like, ow, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
bad. Like
god.
I am bad with hickeys. Like if I'm wasted too, I don't know why. Even if we're not, like sometimes I'll just give a hickey and it's bad. Like why? I don't know. I just like sucking on people. I guess I don't fucking like. I don't know.
They're such a pain in the ass afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
But forever for this one, I have nothing to say about it. No interest at all.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. No. It's I've had it happen to me before. It's so uncomfortable. Like I've tried it like multiple times, and it's not fun. Like I've had it done to me, and it's incredibly uncomfortable, and it just feels weird. Like you don't want to feel water up there. Like it's not fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I would assume that it's uncomfortable. I've done
Oh,
it
yeah.
to someone because that like their whole thing was that they liked a lot of anal play,
Mhm.
and that included this. But I don't think that I could ever do it myself. Like I was like, I'm glad this works for you, but also I'm just slightly confused as to how you're turned on by this. But you know,
Mhm.
to each their own. Not me.
Yeah.
So this actually might be our last one. We can even have like a follow-up episode eventually.
Okay.
But we are reaching the 2-hour mark. Which has felt like 10 minutes because this
really
conversation
has.
has been like
It really has.
yeah, it's been lit, man. But like this one is L for limits. So basically like what they say here is like, you know, to make a list and know your limits, but I would like to put in for limits, do you like testing your limits and trying new things with either on your partner or with yourself, or are you like you know what you like and you like to stick to it?
Yes, consent, the hottest kink. I don't think I've ever really had a conversation about a list of kinks with a partner before. It kind of just happens. I don't know about you people.
So, opposite of Evan again. I like to know almost immediately what I could get away with, basically, and what I can't. I love using like toys on my partner, and you know, seeing the reaction and testing things and trying things to see, well, basically what I could get them off with the best. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
For me, like I'll like experiment. Like I like well obviously what I said before is when I like have I do if I don't know the person well and we're having sex, I'll do what I like, which obviously not good, but then they tell me after. But no, like going forward, no, I like to know what their likes and dislikes are so I can do that with them. And I do really like trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't. Like I love being in my comfort zone, but then I also love going out of it because like I might find something that I do really like and can do it like going forward, you know? So
Yeah.
that's always nice.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like in the beginning of like the start of my sex life, I was very uneducated.
Yeah,
I thought that sex was just like penetration and done. Which is big sad, man. If I could go back and tell myself, but like once I started exploring, I think like it just hasn't stopped where it's like I'm pretty much open to anything to be tried once. Like hence why I was also open to like the foot thing because one, money, but also two, what if I was into it? I just think that like as long as you have a proper safe word, you're good, right? Like there's a lot of things that I'm into and I could only figure it out once I've done it. Because you can have like definitive kinks where you're like, oh, of course I'm into this, but there are some stuff that like are not that common, so you would be like, oh, like I wouldn't know until I try. The only thing I think that's personally off limits for me is like anal stuff because I've tried it several times and it just like always was super uncomfortable. But other than that, it's whatever.
That's because motherfuckers don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
I'm just gonna shove it up your ass.
Yeah.
Like,
or like they have no knowledge of it and they just like go in dry or like they just shove it in. No, you have to go
You're
slow
gonna
with that
hurt yourself and the person. It's like, what are you doing?
I've bled for days.
To be fair, like the first person that I ever tried anal with, like obviously didn't know what they were doing, but like not to not to make myself sound like a super promiscuous person, but like I've been with quite a few people and some of my like regular partners before were people that like were into anal. So like they knew what they were doing and they had been with multiple people like that before. a lot of them were bisexual men. So yeah. And like they knew what they were doing. They made me, super comfortable. I was super turned on and everything. But when they did it, even if they took it slow, if they made sure that everything else was great, I don't know. I don't like the feeling of anything near that. Even like I've had someone offer to just like lick me and see how it feels and then go from there, and I'm just like uncomfortable. Nope. I respect people that can do it, but I can't.
That's fair. I love it. No, like if you're into it, like for me, like you have to be touching all the areas. You have to be like, for me, I have to be like already super like horny and like into it.
Yeah.
And then do it. Like I can't just start with it. Like usually, it has to be like I'm ready.
That's
like
very
I can't
fair.
start with it. I have to be already like into it.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see when I'll probably add a follow-up episode to the next batch because we do have whatever scheduled already. But I will have to cut it there just because we're like 2 minutes over the like 5 minutes over the 2-hour mark.
Yep.
Which is fine. I'll even keep the link in here. We can even continue straight from there to M next time. But this will be the end of this episode. Before we go, would you guys like to say any closing remarks, plug your socials, anything like that? Say it now.
It's been real fun, and peace and free love.
Yeah, I appreciate you in this podcast. My snap would be Matt Bertrand 97. That's what I'll plug.
All right.
Hey, well, yeah, it's been fun. Love this. My snap is Zoe Lane, all one word, and my Instagram is Zoe._XO. And yeah, it's been fun.
All right. If you guys also want to just like send me your usernames in a DM so that I remember to put them in the description.
Yes.
Other than that, thank you so much guys for being on this episode. To everyone that's listening, make sure to subscribe, to like, to comment, copy link, send to whoever, you want to send your mother this podcast about sex.
Not for this
Feel
episode.
free to. Just anyone you want to. Your worst enemy, let them suffer through it. Your best friend, let them be educated by it. Just anything. Subscribe, make your account on little-dagger-aesthetics.com, and be good people. Thank you so much for listening.